Hello there and welcome to Black Jackal Gaming. We're going to check out the Vindicare Assassin, which comes as part of the Agents of the Imperium Index. They come with plenty of good core abilities to help you out, and he's got a really nice ranged weapon, and the pistol's actually quite good as well. The ranged weapon's full of keywords to get the most out of it, including a critical hitting ability for extra damage. He also has a shield breaker ability to ignore saves, which will come in handy. Taking a look at the datasheet, comes in at 80 points. Now, as he's an epic hero, you can only take 1 per army. He comes with a movement profile of 7 inches, toughness 4, 6 up save, 4 wounds, leadership 6, and 1 objective control. He also comes equipped with a 4 up and vulnerable save. Now, he does come with 3 good core abilities to go through. The first being Infiltrators, which allows him in the deployment zone to set up anywhere in no man's land outside of 9 inches of the enemy's deployment zone, or enemy units. Next we have Lone Operative, which prevents him from being targeted by ranged attacks when outside of 12 inches. And finally we have Stealth, which causes the opponent to subtract 1 from the hit rolls for all ranged attacks when targeting the Vindicare. Looking at his range profile, he comes in with a ballistic skill of 2+. He's equipped with 2 weapons, the first being his Exodus pistol. This has the devastating wounds keyword, so critical wounds automatically bypass the save throws. Ignores cover, so you don't get the benefits of cover. Precision, so we can target those characters that are leading a unit. And pistol, so we can shoot when in combat. It comes with a 12-inch range, 3 attacks, strength 5, minus 2 AP, and 2 damage. Next we have the Exodus rifle, which comes with devastating wounds, ignores cover, precision, and this time heavy, so he gets +1 to his ballistic skill when standing stationary. This comes with just the 1 attack at 48-inch range. It's strength 7, minus 3 AP, D3 plus 3 damage. Then we have the melee profile that comes in at weapon skill 2, which is quite nice. It comes equipped with the Vindicare combat knife, and this comes in at 4 attack, strength 4, minus 1 AP, 1 damage. Onto his abilities, which he has 2 useful ones. The first of which being Deadshot. There's 2 parts to this ability, the first one being that when you score a critical hit, you get an additional 3 damage for your ranged attacks, which is really nice. And then secondly, you get to select 1 unit that's been hit by this critical hit, and that unit must take a battle shock test. Next up we have Shield Breaker. This allows you once per battle to select the Exodus rifle for additional ammo. So this prevents saves being made of any kind when using this rifle. So even though you have the devastating wounds keyword, what this allows you to do is if you don't critically wound, it still prevents any saves whatsoever. So no normal saves and no invulnerable saves. As you can see from the profile, he's a really good character. He gets to forward deploy and have minuses to hit, as well as being unable to target outside of 12 inches. He's got a really good pistol. He's got a good rifle that might be lacking 1 shot, but that 1 shot he does have can actually do a lot of damage if you can target the right type of unit, especially if you're hitting a critical hit, and then you'll be having D3 plus 6 damage. So he has the ability to take out the majority of characters in the game that can lead a unit. He's also no slouch in melee, even though he is a ranged character. He does actually come with weapon skill 2, which is really nice, and those 4 attacks with the minus 1 AP makes him actually better than a standard Space Marine, which is really nice. So what buffs and combos can you give to the Vindicare Assassin? Well, since he's in the Agents of Imperium Index, there's no actual buffs within the index, no detachment rule, no army rule. There's no unit abilities that he can be influenced by, so within the actual index there's no current ways to buff him whatsoever. You're most likely going to be using him as an ally for a different Imperium army, but unfortunately he cannot benefit from their detachment rule, army rule, and the majority of the stratagems and abilities within these codexes and indexes, they're actually faction locked by the faction keyword, so we can't actually benefit from any of those either. This guy is mainly going to be used for his lone operative ability, so he can hold objectives, especially early on in game and late game. He can also push to score VP early on with his Infiltrators ability, and late in the game that lone operative is going to allow him to get into areas of the battlefield and be pretty much untargetable to potentially score things like engage on all fronts or carry out actions to score you more victory points. His ranged attack isn't something to really lean in because it is only 1 attack. And you are trying to get that critical hit to get the ability to go off. Outside of that, really, you want to use them to threaten lanes of movement onto objectives, make your opponent think about whether he is going to move into that firing line and potentially risk a character or go in a different direction. The dead shot ability is a bit of a gamble on the Exodus rifle, so you're most likely going to use it on the pistol. Having those 3 shots going off are more likely to get those critically hits. The infiltrate ability might be a bit of a red herring. It is quite useful, especially if you're going to go first to potentially hold objectives and score those first round secondaries. If you do go second though, then you are going to be in a position where he's most likely going to be within 12 inches of a fair few units where they can then target him and potentially take him out, because even though he does have that 4 invulnerable save, he is only 4 wounds, and that -1 isn't going to go too far if there's lots of units that can actually target him. One important thing to bear in mind is that he does have the smoke keyword, and this does allow you to use the smoke stratagem. That stratagem allows you to target a unit within 8 inches and you roll 6d6, and for each 4+ you cause a mortal wound. So you can use this potentially late game to try and push onto an objective, because he's only objective control 1, but if you can push onto it, get shot off, kill 1 or 2 models depending on what you're targeting, use this mortal wound ability, this stratagem, potentially causing another 3 to 4 dead models, and then you can actually charge, because he's no slouch in combat, especially if he's targeting those T3 guardsmen or termagants, allowing him potentially to flip objectives if there's not too many models on there. Being only 80 points for a lone operative unit, and there's not many of those, especially in the Space Marines Codex, you can potentially get a lot of play out of this guy. Like I said, you can hold objectives, you can score victory points early on or late on. That -1 to hit and lone operative is going to become real handy. Having that ability to potentially one-shot characters in a unit is really nice. 80 points, he's probably reasonably priced. If he had a second shot in that Exodus rifle, that would be really nice. It'd be very valuable for the points cost there, but at the moment he's probably just okay priced. You can take him along if you want to, but the other assassins might be actually better options for you. Thanks for watching. Check out these other videos, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.